That's going to be very interesting to see how this all unfolds. And these are the two guys. Go ahead.
You're right. No, I was saying you're right. No, you can keep going. I'm just going to jump in and out. I think this is also going to come down to special teams. Continue.
100, and that's a very good point, especially from a former pro. We had Kasim Osgood on the show, former Charger, who was a highly touted receiver, but he's like, he made what was my bread and butter? It was in special teams, right? And often, if you want to make the 53-man roster, you may not even be a skilled player, especially if you're number 3, 4, 5 on the depth chart, but you can still make a pretty nice living if you're able to play some special teams. And talk about why that's important as well for guys like Josh Kelly or guys like Isaiah Spiller to sometimes even take special teams more seriously than their carries in practice.
Spiller better do that, because I'm going to tell you, because right now you look at the receivers that this team has and talking about the quarterbacks, you're talking about offensive linemen, you might go into a game and only suit one fullback and have 2 tailbacks. And Spiller needs to say, look, I want to make sure that I'm on this special teams. I got to be a demon on that. Get on kickoff, be on kickoff return, be on punt team. I saw Kelly last night assure himself being on punt team, because you want to make sure that you can get on special teams and not just be on special teams, but contribute on special teams to be a force. So I think that right now, that's what I'm looking at Kelly, seeing this guy on special teams and maybe Spiller not on enough because of the fact you're young. You want to make sure that they learn something, that he gets this offense down. But I tell you right now, special team is going to be Q. We're going to be Q, definitely, without a doubt, for this team. The head coach has already said it. The special teams has to get better. There's emphasis on special teams because they did not play well last year on special teams. So that is going to be paramount that these guys get down to special teams. So I think it's going to come down between Kelly and Spiller. Who's better and who's going to be better for this team on game day on special teams, because it's that close right now, just watching both these young men run the ball.
I couldn't agree more. And it's also important, special teams from a tackling perspective. I thought last night, talking about this game from a more general bird's eye view, 2 things that stood out to me. One, there was way too much laundry on the field. And you're going to expect that in a preseason. But number 2, too many missed tackles. And this is something that we've seen plague the Chargers for almost a decade now. It doesn't even matter who the head coach was. It doesn't even matter who the roster was. Some reasons, a lot of these Charger teams, too many missed tackles. And these are the difference of a 3rd and 6 versus a 3rd and 3. I can't tell you how many times last year we'd have a guy in the backfield trying to defend the run. We'd lay the wood on this player, 6 yards before the first down marker. But somehow, some way, 9 out of 10 times they fall forward for 3 extra yards. It would be a 3rd and 3. And those marginal 3rd and 3s versus 3rd and 6s is the difference of you putting a nice ring on your finger versus the difference of you sitting on the couch at home in February eating wings, watching another team compete in the Super Bowl, right?
I love that, B.
It's the main difference, though. It's the main difference. So I cannot stress it enough, Lo. I don't want the Chargers to be eating wings in February.
I love you, brother. You're bringing the heat, man. It's preseason, baby. Let's I know you're getting excited, baby. Hey, it's just the first day. Come on, let's give them a little bit of time. But no, you're without a doubt, no question, B. I know you're frustrated, but special teams, I tell people all the time, when it comes down to football, offense counts as a 3rd, defense counts as a 3rd, and so does special teams. Yeah. And when you're talking about penalties, and I call them a lot of coaches call them self-inflicted wounds. That's those penalties, those PIs. Timely, like you said, last night, 3rd and 10. You get a great job by the safety, comes over, gets an interception, but because the DB was grabbing some of the cloth, you get a penalty. Now it's 1st and goal. You had an opportunity to limit them to at least going for a field goal, but instead it turns into 7, a turnover. It could have been a turnover, but it turns into a touchdown because you have a PI. So without a doubt, and tackling this, and that's why you got to realize the NFL to me has gotten a lot softer. I'm old school, so I'm gonna tell you that, Barner. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No more Sean Taylor getting leveled in the leveling the puncher in the Pro Bowl. Huh?
I know that's what I'm about, baby. I'm about sticking guys, because you saw last night the Chargers on some crucial 3rd and 1s, on some crucial 4th down, on 3rd and goal. They had guys hit and sacked in the backfield, and because they didn't wrap up and because they didn't tackle, able to lead to a touchdown, able to lead to extended drives. So they won, they took care of their assignment, they took care of their alignment, and everything was good until they missed the tackle or either got ran over. I mean, take Prom. Was it Prom the 3rd? What's his? I can't pronounce number 94. Prom, yeah. I'm a country boy, tongue-tied. So you think about 94 Prom, you watch him, great player. You see the way this young guy plays with leverage, got speed, had a sack in the backfield.
You're talking about Chris Rumpf. We're going to get into it.
Rumpf, yes, talking about Chris. So you see some of these opportunities that these guys have just to get guys down, like you're saying, either it's a penalty or just make the tackle. I think this team has to definitely cut down on the penalties and just make sure you wrap up and make tackles, because last night, too many missed tackles, too many penalties, in my opinion.